What up YouTube, my name is CJ, this is CJ Knows Tech, where I know tech so you don't have to. And today I'm sharing how I got my smartphone Galaxy devices to look like this, as well as all of the top hidden secrets and tips and tricks for your Galaxy devices, specifically on the S20 Plus with that 120 Hertz display. I'm gonna show you all the goods. So I'm gonna show you how to get this home screen set up, as well as this lock screen background, because a lot of you guys wanna know. Now, one thing I will admit with this home screen setup, it is gonna cost a small fee, but it's worth it because I'm using Nova Launcher Prime, which is the paid version, as well as the icon pack that I'm using, which is only 99 cents. So I'm not gonna cost you a ton, player, but it costs to be the boss, and you guys see it. All right, let's get into the top-down shot where I'll show you all of the good. All right, you guys, so I got my Galaxy S20 Plus right here, and I wanna show you real quick my setup. Here we are. Let's start off with this background. This background will be linked in the description below. I originally had this background on my lock screen and my home screen, but now I have adjusted my home screen, but I've kept this as my lock screen because I love it. It's super fire. So there's a link down below. Now when I unlock though, this setup right here is actually gonna cost you a little bit. Reason being, I'm using Nova Launcher and I've paid for the Nova Launcher Prime. You just pay one time and you got it forever. I've had it for years. And cost number two, which is very minimum, is this icon pack. So we'll get into that, and it's only 99 cents. So number one, I'm using Nova Launcher. It allows you to customize certain really dope things, and it's paid. So like, look, this looks like an icon, but if I swipe up, it's actually a folder. And I absolutely love that. It keeps everything nice and clean. I don't like the typical folders because it's just that bubble with those icons in there. Now I could have that if I wanted to. If I like sat here and held on here and just hit the edit, I could change it, but I have it on swipe to open. Now if I took that off, it looks like a regular folder, but even then you're able to customize it even more. Like I can have the opacity down, so I don't have the circle to where you can really see it. It just looks like a bunch of little icons right there, which just looks fire. And this is why Nova Launcher is absolutely fire. There's a lot more dope features with Nova Launcher. The only downside to the Nova Launcher, I gotta be upfront about, as of right now, with Android 10, you're not able to use the swipe gestures, which is why I have these buttons down here. But a lot of OG Android users, they rock with the buttons anyways. Okay, so this icon pack is called Line Bit. Now, Line Bit is actually really dope. I went with this one because it's super colorful, and I like to have like vibrant colors, man. You pay so much for these displays, you have to be able to show it off. These are all of their icons, super duper fire. And they have a lot of icons because a lot of my icons have been converted over. And then also, they have wallpapers that are included. Ooh, look at that Mario one. I gotta put that on there. I might have to play with that one next. But this is where I got the wallpaper. It's out of this Line Bit. So you pay 99 cents for this. You get all those super dope icons. You get some really dope wallpapers that you can play with and experiment. Now you're gonna need Nova Launcher in order to use this icon pack. That's just how it goes. And then you get the Line Bit and you can set it up just like mine's or however you choose to. Super duper fire. What up YouTube? Today we're gonna do my top tips and tricks for you. S20 Plus, S20 or S20 Ultra, whichever the ones you have. Or if you got a Note 10 Plus, these can be applied as well. Now, number one thing I wanna show you is high performance mode. Now, if you're like a battery conservative, this is probably not for you. So we go into battery and then we're gonna go into power mode. As you can see, I'm on high performance mode. Now, when you first set it to this, it's gonna try to put you on like Quad HD and raise the brightness. Now, what I did was I wanna keep my 120 Hertz refresh rate. So I made sure I tap full HD plus and I put no increase on brightness, and then I hit apply. And then you're gonna see, these are the different things that it does. It turns off CPU speed limits. Restricting background data, it turns that off. Higher system speeds and so forth. So this is gonna make your bad boy actually give you all that it has to offer in performance. And that's how I think you should use these smartphones. We pay the prices and premiums that we pay for the abilities of these smartphones, and they actually hinder them the way you get them outside of the box. There's another tip. Now, if you wanna use face unlock, you can have it to where your face unlock, like see how right now, once it's unlocked, it's still on the screen, I have to swipe up. You can have it to where you do not have to swipe up. So I'll go to face unlock, obviously got to hit my pin. Right here, stay on lock screen. If you turn that off, go right here and turn it up to me, boom, it just opens right up. The only thing is these notifications on your lock screen, being able to access them, that goes away with that feature being on, because look, if I put my face in there, boom, I'm instantly into my phone. I prefer to stay on the lock screen now because it's so much better of an experience. As you can see, wait, he's checking my face out. Yeah. Let me add that the face unlock on here isn't the greatest. But I can still check my notifications and then I can swipe up, unlock, ready to go. Now, the notification view style can also be changed on your lock screen. These can either be icons or you can have it to where as soon as you unlock, it looks like this. So in order to change that, you're gonna go into lock screen, which I already have that in my search. So you can search for it and then go into lock screen. And in here, you're gonna go to notifications and you're gonna tap there and then your view style. You can either have it icons only or you can do it to details. Now, if you do it on details, when I go here, it's like boom, like that. Kind of similar to like the iOS platform and so forth. But to be honest, I like the icon setup. I have the option, if I want to see the details, I could just tap on it. I think that's so much cleaner. Now, I spoke about the 120 Hertz refresh rate earlier. I'm gonna show you how to activate that because it's not activated when you first get your S20 Plus. You're gonna have to go in and set that up. So you go into display and you're gonna go into motion smoothness. Now, it's gonna be on standard refresh rate when you first get your S20 Plus or S20 or S20 Ultra, and you have to hit high refresh rate. And it does make a difference. It is super smooth in the scrolling. Man, it's super fire. Highly recommend you turn that on. You do compromise battery and also you sacrifice the Quad HD resolution. Now, activate dark mode. So dark mode, it's very simple. Inside displays, instead of being on light, let's go to dark, man. And it's also so much better for your eyes. Eliminate waking up in the middle of the night to check your phone and getting hit with a straight white background. Dark mode, everything. Okay, now full screen gestures. I can't show this right now because I got Nova Launcher, but you know what? Let's just switch. So we gotta go to default apps, home app, One UI. So I'm gonna go back to One UI for a second. I'm gonna search navigation. Oh, navigation bar. So you can go to full screen gestures, which eliminates that. And also the back button becomes the side swipe, which I absolutely love. So let's say if I go into an app and I wanna hit back, you just see how I swipe that, boom. But then I don't wanna be here anymore. You hit the back with the slide. So swipe gestures are super dope, super cool. I enjoy them, but I'm gonna change my home app to Nova Launcher. Booyah, back in the game with the buttons, but this looks absolutely fire. Next up, reducing animations in advanced settings. You go right here into advanced features, and then you're gonna go to reduce animations and just turn that on. I have it on just to give me a nice smoother hookup. Now, if you wanna go into developer options and do that, you can, but I just like that Samsung has that right there and it's super easy and convenient to get to. Now, camera options. I want to show you how to drag in more camera options so you don't have to go. As you can see, my camera options are a lot more than what you typically get out of box. So if you go into more and you see something that you want, like say if I want to put super slow-mo in here, I can just grab it and drag it down, boom. So instead of having to go into the more, I got all of my options that I really want for my camera right here, and all I have to do is swipe over, get to it, and I can get busy. Ooh, volume key zoom function. Let's see, let's go into settings. Here we go. So go into shooting methods and then press the volume key to take a picture or record a video, or you could have it set to zoom. So if I was getting ready to take a photo and I want to get closer, I could just use the volume button, get to where I want it, snap it, bam, zoom out, fire. Do it really quick if you hold it. And now that's actually really dope. Now, a dope thing with this whole little setup is you can lock apps to your RAM. Like say, remember when I went to IG earlier and it was taking that time to load and all that? I can go ahead and hit keep open for quick launching. All right, so that's how you remove it. You just tap on it to remove it if you no longer want it. Now, split screen view is another dope thing. You're gonna get to it from the same spot. So you hit here on the icon and you go to open in split screen view, and then you're gonna find another app that supports it. So I can have YouTube and Twitter open at the same time. Very easy, you can adjust the sizing from that right there, and then you can just pull it all the way down, bam. Good to go. So that's a quick way to get that done. Now there is also the pop-up view. I'm not a fan of the pop-up view, but you can access that as well. You can go to open and pop-up view, and then you can have this like this if you want it. I think that's more useful on like a tablet, to be honest. Now there is the power options. So like if you hold right here, you get to do the power options, but how you get to that, you have to go to side key settings. If you were gonna search, all you gotta do for any setting that I tell you is literally search it up here. So if I type side key, boom, you go right there, side key settings. You tap on side key, and there you go. So press and hold will get the power off menu instead of waking up Bixby, and then double press. No, we ain't open up Bixby, but you can choose any app that you want to open or a quick launch camera, which is typical for most phones. Now, here's something really dope. You can change your AutoFill services. So you can go right here to AutoFill Service, and right now I have it set to Google. It originally ships with AutoFill with Samsung Pass, but I'm going with Google. And then last but not least, I want to show you lock screen shortcuts. As you can see, instead of it being that phone for me, I have the light. So just to get to the flashlight really quickly, I have it set to right there. So let's go to lock screen. You know, we could search, see, lock screen. I've already searched it. We were in there earlier. In the lock screen, you're gonna go to shortcuts. So you click on shortcuts, and in the bottom corners, that's where you can have them, or you can have them as floating buttons, but they're typically in the bottom corners. Right here, you have the left shortcut, which is the flashlight, and then the right shortcut, which is the camera. This is originally set to phone when you first get it, but you can set it to whatever you want. Just so you know that. If you want to make sure that those quick shortcuts on your lock screen are something that you may use and utilize a lot. I mean, the flashlight is, you know what I mean? That's a lifesaver. Sometimes you wake up and it's dark and stuff like that. So it's really dope to have that right there. That about does it for my S20 Plus top tips and tricks and hidden features. If you know any more, comment them down below. I will add them to my next one. Thank you guys. My name is CJ. This is CJ Knows Tech, where I know tech, so you don't have to, baby. And this leather case from Samsung, I actually really like. It's a good case, minimal case if you want to add a case, but I'm going naked. I've been rocking it naked with this Robo camo skin from D brand, and I absolutely love using the device without a case because it fits in the pocket way more comfortably. Super sweet. If you love your Galaxy S20 Plus, smash that like button, smash that sub button. I'll be back with more hot Galaxy content.
No, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, no, no.